Jamaica hits the podium on day one at the World Indoor Championships being held in China. On a day that had many near misses, a few surprises, and some disappointments, we still ended up on that podium. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to go. You do that, hit the notification bell so you know the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here at Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, if you know anything about track and field, you know that Jamaica is competing at the World Indoor Championships 2025 being held over there in China. And, well, day one has concluded and we ended up on the podium. Now, there were a few near misses, there were some disappointments, and I am going to tell you, in my opinion, some pleasant surprises. As one would have anticipated on day one, it was the field events that put us on the podium. But let us start from the very beginning. In the women's shot put, Jamaica's Ludrika Cameron ended up in the 13th position with a best throw of 17.43 meters. In the men's 400 meters, Jamaica's Rusheen McDonald, to be honest, he's sort of disappointed because I was hoping for something a little better than he delivered. Although I have to concede, he did his very best. In the men's 400 meters short track, Jamaica's Rusheen McDonald took third in Heat 1, running a season's best of 46.72 seconds. This was a good enough time to have him go through and qualify to the semi-finals. However, in the semi-finals, we were left disappointed. The bronze medalist from the previous World Indoors in the men's 400 meters was not able to make it through to the finals. Rusheen McDonald ended up in 5th in semi-final 1 with a time of 47.22 seconds.
Oh, his race is over. That is such a shame. Bailey, Molnar and Morales Williams.
In his defense, though, I must tell you that he was in a race that had the world record holder, the world lead. So this would have been a very difficult race for him to go through. However, I always celebrate when an athlete gets a season's best. He did get a season's best. And we have outdoors to come. I'm a huge Rusheen McDonald fan, as you all know. So let's see what happens for him outdoors. In the men's triple jump final, Jamaica's Jordan Scott came close but no cigar. He ended up in 5th with a jump of 17.10. Andy Diaz Hernandez won this one with a jump of 17.80 seconds. In fact, people, Diaz won this jump with his first jump, this triple jump off. He was very, very impressive here.
Round 4, down to 10. Here's Jordan Scott, the Jamaican. Trying to improve on 60 meters and 55. It looks.
Now, this is a good look for Jordan Scott and a good look for Jamaica. In the end, as I said, he ended up in 5th, but I think this is a good look for him. I'm looking forward to see what he does outdoors. I think this was a good showing from Jordan Scott. 5th place, World Indoors, 17:10, solid. Remember, people, the truth is most Jamaican athletes really focus on outdoors, but I thought this was good. I know many of you are disappointed because he did not medal, but I still think 5th place overall is really good for Jordan Scott. It's going to boost him, and I think we could look for something. We could look forward to something special from him come outdoors.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
In the men's 60 meters, represented by Rohan Watson and Nishan Banks. In heat number 3, Nishan Banks was unable to advance from heat number 3 through to the semis and finals. Banks ran a time of 6.70 to take third in his heats. It just wasn't fast enough to get him through to that semi-finals. Heat 3 was won by Brathwaite in a time of 6.64 seconds.
And the season's best. A long hold again, but no false starts this time. And watch Ebanks on the far side. Brathwaite is coming through strongly. He'll take the victory just ahead of Crispy. 6-6.
Now, I don't know if you noticed what I noticed with that race, but there was Nishan made some technical errors, so to speak, for Nishan Ebanks. Trying to find the right to say this. He seemed to have eased up, miscalculated in the last 10 meters. And by my estimation, he dipped way before the line, which of course slowed down his momentum. And as you can see, he was leading for the first, I would say, 40 meters quite convincingly. So this might have just been lack of experience on his part. So technically, it was a good showing, but I believe that if we get him to that next level in terms of the technical aspect of it, we have a really, really talented young sprinter on our hands. Rohan Watson easily dominated his heat, which was the final heat number 8, running a time of 6.54 to take an easy win in this one.
It's in Budapest in the 4x1. The last action of the morning session gets underway, and it's excellent running by Rohan Watson. And look at that on the far side. Kanashi coming through for the second spot.
As I said, Watson was really impressive in his heat. However, in the end, as I had anticipated, no, I did not say it publicly, but it was Jermaine Azu of Great Britain, who just had his first child, if my memory serves me correctly, with his wife partner, who won in a time of 6.49. He's having a great one. Kennedy took second in 6.50, and Akana Simbini. Now, people, Akana Simbini has never won a global medal. I mean, I know that's shocking, but he has never won a global medal. So I am really happy that this gentleman of South Africa, one of Africa's greatest sprinters, one of the world's greatest male sprinters, finally walks away with a bronze medal in a global championship. Yes, he kind of reminds me in some respects, I mean, he's much worse, so to speak. You know what, much worse is the wrong way to state this. Marie-Josie Talou of Cote d'Ivoire is sort of the same, but Simbini has not, up until this moment. I mean, he just won his first global medal. Rohan Watson took 5th in this one in a time of 6.59. Great effort by Watson. Ronnie Baker looked injured. He ran 6.59 also to take 6th.
The arena explodes into noise, and there's a great start there from Azu on the left. But on the far side, oh my word, I think...
Now, what I saw from Rohan Watson looks really good for the outdoor season. I'd said in several previous videos that I think a lot of what's happening with Rohan Watson is in his head. One of my very learned royals here at Peter Lloyd World said, what's wrong with him is the start of his race. I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite sure I agree with that. Yes, to some extent, at some point last year, the year before, technically that might have been an issue, but clearly this young man can move over 60 meters. I really think what's happening to him this year is his confidence is coming back. I believe when he ran that 9.91 at the National Stadium and won, he wasn't mentally ready. I mean, and I've said it to you before, if the athlete is not psychologically there, you're going to have a problem. I think we're going to have an incredible season from Rohan Watson in 2025 outdoors. 5th World Indoors is very impressive, people. No, it's not a medal, but I think this is really good in terms of what's going to happen for us for the outdoors later in 2025 season. Now in the women's 400 meters, Joan Reed, who also reps for the Arkansas Razorbacks, did not start in her heat, which would have been heat 1. So therefore obviously did not advance to the semis or the finals. And Leah Anderson, who's been having a good 2025, was unable to make it through her heat. She ran a time of 52.86 to take fourth in her heat, which was heat number 2. That one was won by one of a channel favorite here, Alexis Holmes out of the United States. Holmes won this in 51.67 and looked really good doing so. I think Holmes might be one of the factors going into the 400 meter finals. So neither of Jamaica's young ladies were able to get through to the finals of the women's 400 meters of the world indoors. However, the bright light in this morning's World Indoors 2025 was from a source that I don't think many Jamaicans are aware of. This was in the men's high jump. Jamaica's Raymond Richards walked away with a bronze medal in the men's high jump over there at the World Indoor Championships 2025, giving the island its first medal at this year's World Indoors Championships 2025, and on day 1, nonetheless. The medal was, of course, a bronze medal. The event was won by Wu of Korea, and with a jump of 2.31 meters. Kerr was in second place with his jump of 2.28, and Raymond Richards managed a jump of 2.28 also to take that bronze medal spot. So it was a good day for Jamaica people, in my humble opinion.
Jamaica, Raymond Richards.
I know Raymond Richards is unimaginably happy today, as you can see here. Great look for Jamaica, and once again, people, the field event saved us. Now this, of course, is my 2 cents. As I said earlier, I was impressed with Rohan Watson. 5th place overall is solid. Clearly, there's no issue with his 60 meters. I disagreed with that person. I understood what you were saying, but I just didn't. I believe Rohan Watson's problem was in his head. I think many of you underestimate the importance of the psychology of an athlete. If an athlete doesn't believe, no matter how much raw potential they have, it will make no difference. We saw that with Sha'Carri Richardson. She just did terribly until something changed, something snapped. When I saw him, meaning Rohan Watson at GC Foster earlier in February, it was evident that something had changed. I saw him do this really great interview with Track Alerts, big up to Track Alerts, and it was evident in his run. This was at the qualifications for World Indoors in the men's 60 meters outdoors. It was clear that something had changed with Rohan Watson. Rest assured, people, winning begins in your head. Everything begins in your head. Any accomplishment starts in your head. If you don't believe you belong there, and I got the impression watching Rohan Watson over the last couple of years that he just always looked as if he just didn't think he belonged there, and he clearly did. So he didn't podium as we would have wanted, but I think this bodes well. It's going to boost his confidence even further. And look out for him for outdoors, people. I think we're going to see some solid runs from Rohan Watson, another great Jamaican talent. Now, Nishani Banks, apologies. Just go back and watch that race. He would have won the race quite easily. He dipped 5 meters before the line. He literally dipped 5 meters before the line. Now, I don't know if he panicked. I don't know if he miscalculated. But what I saw was a young man leading for the first 45 to 50 meters off that 60 meter dash. And I think it was just inexperience on his part why he wasn't able to get through to that finals. He ran an incredible race, but he dipped way too early. It might have just been a miscalculation. And the other thing is, I don't believe Nishan Ebanks has ever ran an indoors 60. That might have been his very first. And I can understand different surface, different atmosphere. Certainly the first time he has been at that level. But he's such an incredibly young talent. I really think you all should take a serious look at him. I was very impressed with that race. That race again was lack of experience, I believe, because you can't decelerate that much in a 60 meter. It's almost impossible. So he just dipped way too early. Go back and look at the race. He dipped 5 meters before the line, and in a 60 meter race, that's way too early. And once you dip, you decelerate. So my opinion is that they just need to take him back to the drawing board. I do think this young man is going to be a factor. I hope this does not impact him psychologically. He's with a great camp, and I know this young man is one to watch. He's over there at MVP, if you don't know. So Nishan Ebanks, kudos, sir. You just miscalculated. Raymond Richards signals to the world that he is here and he's ready. And this is a good look for Jamaica, because we now have 2 high jumpers who are of world class level. This is a really good look for Raymond Richards, and of course we also have Romain Beckford. So this is a good look. Now there are a few things I wanted to discuss quickly. This is the first time in Jamaica's history that we have taken NCAA athletes. Remember, Leah Anderson is NCAA. We've never done this before, which says to me that there was a lack of availability, or a lot of the pro athletes did not make themselves available. I want you to grasp this. Remember, the J3s can only select the athletes who make themselves available. So I have never ever seen NCAA, you can correct me if I'm wrong, athletes representing Jamaica at World Indoors. I've never seen it. It's possible that it has happened before I was really into track this way. But the fact that they're there is a great thing, great experience for them. And I remember Leah Anderson, as I said, Joan Reed. I think Joan Reed is Arkansas. But it means that the team selected was the team available, by my humble opinion. In other words, this is not the best that Jamaica could have put forward, not by a long shot. So one has to remember that when you look at the performances. Now, upcoming, I do think there are a few people that I think should do very well, that I'll talk about a little later, but I can tell you that I think Akira, I think Jadine, I think Jadine should at least get to the finals of the women's 60-meter dash. But let's see. This might be her first time, if my memory serves me correctly, representing the island as an individual athlete. But 707 is pretty good, people. Anyway, let's not get into that next video. So there we have it. Jamaica walks away with a bronze medal in the men's high jump. Young Raymond Richards sets us right in that respect. So big up and bless up and congratulations to young Raymond Richards. 2 meters 0.28 was his jump, and he walked away that 3rd place bronze medal at the World Indoor Championships. Kudos and congrats. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, don't forget to support us. Check out our merch store at prettify.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. I've seen a few of you purchasing merch. Really appreciate it. The channel needs your support. We do have a channel membership if you want to support us. Not very expensive. Consider doing that. And also, if you also want to support us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings, and queens. Bless us.